I managed to lose my Viper in some water, long story, but this is a new one that's come with a new transmitter, and the new transmitter was a lot more sensitive than the one I've been using, so I thought it would be useful just to show you how you change the sensitivity settings on the transmitter if you find that, for example, in my case, the rudder control was far too twitchy. Any small movement on the rudder would have the model flipping around crazily, whereas before it was a very controlled, managed movement that made it very easy to fly. So what I'll do is I'll just show you very quickly how you do that with this transmitter, and hopefully if you have a similar situation you know what to do. The transmitter itself has two things you can change inside. The first is the channel reversing, which I would recommend you stay away from unless you find there is a problem. Heli Guide tend to be pretty good about stuff like this, and I've never had a problem with anything coming with any of the channels reversed, but you know, if you push the stick forwards and the model doesn't go forwards, then that probably is part of the problem, but more importantly it's the sensitivity. So the first thing you have to do is to power on the controller and actually have the light solid. Now the only way you can get the light solid is to actually, if you turn it on, you'll see the LED is flashing. It's waiting to bind with the model. So if I just plug the model in now, you'll hear the remote beep as it links. Now we have a solid light. It has to be solid for you to change the settings. Interestingly, if you unplug the model, it still stays solid, so you can access the settings menu. I'd recommend you do that. Obviously you don't want to be playing around with the remote and have the Viper start up uncommanded. So how you actually get into the menus, you press the right stick and you hold it for a second. Okay, and then it goes into the settings menu. You can see it says SE on the display. Now I'm just going to, it doesn't really make a difference. You can, hopefully you can see that. Then what you do is you press the left stick in, and then it shows you, this is normal settings we're looking at now, the sensitivity. The number is how sensitive it is, and you go up and down with this control here. Now it goes up to 90 and it goes down to, well, let's see what it goes down to, bear with me, all the way down to 20. I found that 50 and 60 are nice numbers on this particular transmitter. It gives me a nice soft response for normal mode. If I click through, because we're controlling the rudder here, you can see those three lights flashing. If I click it once again, we're controlling the elevator control. It's set 50 currently. If I press the left stick in again, we're now controlling the aileron, and I press it again, it goes back to SE mode. Now if I click the left button in, we start to cycle through again, so there we are, we're back on rudder. If I click the right button, then that shows you what the expert mode is. The expert menu comes on at the bottom and the light starts to flash. So if I click it, so in normal mode the rudder is at 60%, and in expert mode it's 90. So what that means is the rudder is a lot crisper response when we're flying quickly, which we'll probably need, whereas it's 60 when we're in normal mode, which for just flying around a front room or something is plenty fast enough. So if you click the left button, there we are, we're looking at the elevator control in normal mode. If I click the right button, it shows me that it's 90 degrees and so forth. To get back out the menu, you just press and hold the right button again, and there we are, we're back in the normal menus. So that's how you do it. I hope that helps. If you get one of these models and it's a little bit twitchy, reduce the number, or if you feel that that control in that mode is too sluggish, increase the number and it'll be more aggressive. Thanks for watching. Post any comments.